Welcome to 3-Minute Friday by ArcticStartup. My name is Dimitri, and frankly there's nothing almost happening in the region at all. That's why we have to talk about things like a small little country somewhere close to the Nordics called Denmark. And what these guys are doing is that they're sending a person to Silicon Valley to be their ambassador. Normally when you send an ambassador, you kind of send it to a country. These guys decided it's a good idea to send it to a company. So they're sending somebody to Apple and Microsoft and other big companies to negotiate things for the country, which makes sense considering that some of these countries are actually bigger than some of the nations out there. Now we're going to talk about Koho Entertainment, and they are really good guys. They're really good friends of ours, and they want to put a man or a woman into space. They wanted to do that for a while now because Colin made sure that they have a space on an actual spacecraft going to actual space. And what they're going to do is basically launch a mobile phone app, and you get to play it, and the best people playing the game will get to go to space, or at least one person will get to go to space. They did a crowdfunding campaign, and in just a couple of hours they raised 2 million euros. They still have a way to go, so if they raise the full amount, one of you guys can go to space, which is great. Very good. Let's talk about Icebreaker VC. Icebreaker VC guys raised some funding into a fund, and they want to help people who have steady jobs to start companies. They believe that these guys or girls have a lot of ideas, but they don't have the time to quit the company, take the financial risk and start a startup. But at the same time, they are the ones who have all the skills to be able to do it. So that's why they want to give them a bunch of money, connections, networking events and other benefits in order to help them start companies. Going to Enterpay from Finland, it is a company that is basically helping any corporation or business to sell B2B. Right now it's very complicated. If you sell anything B2B, you actually have to go offline. You have to send contracts, papers, sign stuff, send an invoice, send it back, and all that kind of junk, and it takes a lot of time. With these guys, all you do is go online, request a product, get a form filled out, you immediately generate an invoice, it gets sent. They raise a bunch of money to be able to do that and to scale up. Finally, another small news from Sweden is an acquisition from BeepSent, or BeepSent was actually acquired by Twilio. So they bought the company because they basically help you to send SMS to anyone, anywhere in the whole world, to do two-step verifications, to negotiate and talk over SMS. And that's great because SMS is the most open type of messaging service out there. 97% of SMS get actually opened. So that's why Twilio bought them. Finally, we're heading out to Tech Show. We are probably there right now already. We're going to have a great after party by ArcticStartup. If you want to come, just find us. Next week, we're heading out to Polar Bear pitching competition. We'll have a good few talks. We'll have our own jacuzzi. And some of us, those behind the camera right now, are going to be pitching in a hole of ice. See you next week. Ta-ta.